What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, MLB The Show franchise. And we have the AL Central we're starting with in this video. And we have the Chicago White Sox. Now, am I promising any success with this team? No, because this is a really bad baseball team. They're rebuilding. They have a lot of young players, veterans who underperformed or they're trying to get right with the deadline. Whatever the case may be, I'm going to try to get maybe some cheesy players, players who are always good in franchise. Phil Maton's one of them players that kind of come to mind with that because he's always been good for me in franchise. Try to cheese a little bit. But let's take a look at this roster, what we're going to be working with here. So we got Shane Smith, our top pitcher, Rule 5 pickup, only 24 years of age. And you have Jonathan Cannon, only 24 as well. So you got two young pitchers, only see potential though. Davis Martin, 28 years old. He's been with the White Sox a few years now. Martin Perez was a veteran they brought in to kind of mentor a lot of these guys. He ended up getting hurt. I think he's out for the rest of the season, which is unfortunate because they were probably going to trade him at the deadline if he pitched well. Drew Thorpe, one of their top pitching prospects, struggled in his first year. Hagen Smith, another really good prospect they got. And you have Jairo Iriarte, Noah Schultz. Like, they got some really promising young arms in the system from some of the trades they made, especially from the Crochet deal and everything. So I think White Sox fans can at least look forward to some young pitching coming to the system, and we'll see if some of them can be used as trade chips maybe to get us some better pitching. We'll see. Bullpen, you got Miguel Castro, James Karinchak, the veteran, Penn Murphy, Dan Altavilla, Mike Clevenger, I thought they released. I did do the updated rosters. Frazier Eller, 27 years old. So a lot of veterans in this pen. Who knows if a lot of them will really be at the big league level. Maybe we look to upgrade this bullpen. I know I haven't signed Zach Jackson in a while. I'll probably end up adding him to this bullpen. Another few arms. We need some bullpen help badly. Justin Anderson will be a closer with Jordan Leisure and Caleb Freeman. You have Edgar Cuero as the catcher, one of the top catching prospects in baseball. Another young catcher, Kyle Teal. So two young catchers they could potentially build around, see who becomes better, and maybe trade the other one. Corey Lee hasn't really worked out for them so far. You have Matt Tyus, who I think they recently traded. MLB just hasn't updated the roster, I don't think. So that's, I mean, not that that's a big trade or anything. Tim Elko will be the first baseman, D potential, 26 years old. Andrew Vaughn, I know a lot of White Sox fans have not been fans of Andrew Vaughn. They don't like his inconsistencies. Not that his numbers have been bad the last 4 years, but I don't think he's really hit like they thought he would. And then second base, you got Lennon Sosa, 69 overall, 25 years of age. No really top prospects at second base. You got Miguel Vargas, who hasn't played like they thought so far. His potential is dropping the game. You got Josh Rojas, the veteran. Brian Ramos, 22 years of age. You have Jarrell Perez, 20 years of age. Brooks Baldwin will be the shortstop. He can also play all over the diamond. Chase Meadrith, another young player they've been given an opportunity to. Colson Montgomery is really their top position player prospect, I believe. Maybe one of the catchers have taken over for that, but he has not really played at the big leagues great, but he has been raking in AAA, I saw, or the minor league, so that's good to see. Andrew Benintendi, 3 years left on his deal, had a better bounce back year last year, hasn't really hit for them. He's never really been much of a power guy anyways, but he did put 20 home runs up last year. We'll see what we can get for him in a deal. Hopefully he performs well and we get off that contract. Not really any top prospects outside of that. Luis Robert has been an interesting case for them. I mean, he's been a guy who just hasn't hit this year. He's talked about, lacking confidence. And don't get me wrong, like when you're on a team like the White Sox who continually just keep losing and you're losing every game and you're a veteran who's been in the big leagues a while. This is his sixth big league year. So like I can understand why he's a little like kind of going through the motions. Maybe he needs a new change of scenery. We'll see how he performs here. For us, he has 3 years left on his deal, so we don't have to move him. He's on a very reasonable trade or contract. Michael A. Taylor, the veteran. We do have Braden Montgomery, one of the top outfield prospects. And then right field, you got Mike Toffman, who's not a long-term answer there. Neither is Austin Slater. They brought in Josh Palacios and then Oscar Cola. So position player-wise, we need a lot of help. I mean, there's nobody even close to an 80 overall besides Luis Robert. So this offense definitely could use some improvement. So I'm going to look through some trades in free agency, see what we can do, and I'll let you guys know the moves we make. So we made a lot of trades. Let me go through them. We acquired Tyler Miguel from the Mets from Michael A. Taylor, Shane Smith, and Frazier Eller. We had Tyler Miguel. The Mets had a ton of pitching. We added him to our starting rotation. Not an ace, but definitely somebody who's going to help us long term. We got Jackson Holiday from the Orioles for Jairo Iriarte, Lennon Sosa, and Gerald Perez. We had a young second baseman at Holiday. Hopefully he starts hitting for us. We got Connor Norby. He's a guy who's always hit for me in franchise. We gave them Miguel Vargas and Davis Martin. We acquired Brendan Donovan from the Cardinals for Andrew Benintendi, Caleb Bonimer, and Maximo Martinez. We got Josh A. Smith from the Rangers for Brooks Baldwin and Wilkerman Gonzalez. We had some, utility on our team. And then we also got Phil Maton for Dan Altavilla and Wes Cates. So we added a lot of talent to this team. No superstar players. We also signed some free agents. So our rotation is going to be Tyler Miguel. Timmy Santos was a guy we signed in free agency, 24 years of age, 75 overall. So maybe he pitches well for us and becomes a piece for the next 3 seasons. Jonathan Cannon, Martin Perez, and Drew Thorpe will get an opportunity to pitch in our 5th starter spot. Bullpen, we had a lot of veterans: David Robertson, Zach Jackson, Phil Maton, Frank Bailey. I keep saying Bailey. Braley was a young arm available in free agency. We brought him in, see what he can do. And then we also signed David Wilkerson, also 25 years of age. So we had some mix of veterans and young arms. We're going to give Edgar Cuero an opportunity to catch. Maybe Matt Tice to be the backup or Corey Lee. We signed Joey Gallo to be our first baseman. Just, anybody was better than what we had. So we'll see how he performed. Maybe we flip him at the deadline or improve at the deadline. Jack Holiday a second. Norby at third. Shortstop Josh H. Smith. Donovan in left. Center field will be Luis Robert. And then right field, we signed Stone Garrett to platoon with Mike Toffman. So, is this team going to be a playoff team? Probably not, but I definitely think we're in a better spot than what we had when we started this franchise. So I'm going to get this first season underway. I will see you guys if we make any trades or at the deadline. This is a trade that got offered to us. Adrian Morahan, who's been pretty cheesy in franchise when I've had him, for Chase Meredith, who's not really done much so far. Hasn't played a lot, but we add to our bullpen. Brewers offered us this trade. I think this is a really good trade for us. Nick Mears, who's having a really fantastic season, 28 years of age, for Martin Perez, doesn't have a long-term future with this team. This really helps out our pen. So we're going to make this trade with the Nationals. We're going to trade Matt Thias and Josh Rojas for Alvin Rosario, just a guy to upgrade our bench a little bit, give us a veteran presence. So we're 1 day away from the trade deadline, and the Texas Rangers have offered us this for Luis Robert. Luis Robert's been dreadful this season. This is probably the most value we're going to end up getting back from him at this point. 4 home runs, 25 RBIs. He's hitting .212. Just dreadful. And I don't know if he's going to get any better this season. And, we can always go out and make a trade for another center fielder. They want to give us Dustin Harris, who is playing well in AAA right now. They also want to give us a relief pitcher who, see potential, who's also playing well in AA. And Alejandro Ozuna, who is hitting .294. So they're really giving us actually a solid prospect haul for a guy who hasn't produced much. And maybe he's a change of scenery candidate. They need a center fielder. This makes a lot of sense for both sides. We're going to make this deal. So here we are, our first trade deadline out of the 3 seasons. 47-62 is the record, about where I expected us to be, honestly. And we have potentially a shot to finish in 3rd place. The Royals and the Guardians are about as bad as us right now. The Tigers and the Twins are pretty much the only 2 teams we're going to have a shot at the playoffs. So let's see how everybody's been doing and what we potentially need to do. So let's take a look at the pitching. Tyler Miguel's been fantastic. 8-6, 3.38 ERA. Definitely a good acquisition. Timmy Santos has been solid. 5-8, 4.14 ERA. Jonathan Cannon, ERA over 5. He has not been good. And then we need to fix the rotation. Hagen Smith, solid. 3.52 ERA in his first big league season. And then Drew Thorpe's having a pretty solid season as well. So our rotation's not been bad. Besides Cannon, I'll take those numbers, especially from rookies. So take a look at the bullpen. Bryce Wilson has given us innings of okay baseball, 4.88 ERA. James Karinchak, 8.10 ERA in 3 innings. Yikes. Miguel Castro's been okay, 4.14 ERA so far. Adrian Morahan, he's been fantastic, 3.30 ERA. David Robertson, the veteran, who we could look to move, 3.83 ERA. Zach Jackson's been fantastic, 27 holds, ERA just over 3. Phil Maton, the cheat code, has not been a cheat code this season, ERA over 7. Whew, yikes. Not what I expected from Phil Maton. He's also 2-10. And then we put Nick Mears as our closer, and he's 20 out of 21 in save opportunities, even though he probably hasn't had a lot of save opportunities on this team. 1.69 2.69 ERA for him. So he's been good. And the pitching is not as bad as I thought it would be. Obviously, Maton and Karinchak has not been good. But other than that, I mean, I'm not really too mad about our pitching. So we'll take a look at the offensive side of the ball. 259 average for Josh H. Smith in the leadoff spot, 9 home runs, 27 RBIs. Could be better, but he's not really been much of an offensive guy anyways. Ahmed Rosario's having a decent season, 10 home runs, 31 RBIs. Brendan Donovan's hitting 8 home runs, 39 RBIs, 285 average, so not a bad season at all for Brendan so far. Connor Norby, 13 home runs, 69 RBIs, not the greatest season so far. Jackson Holliday, solid production, 15 home runs, 47 RBIs so far. Stone Garrett, we've been getting a lot of trade acquisitions on. You see why. He's having a really good season. 15 home runs, 53 RBIs, hitting 288, slugging 500. He's always been a guy who can hit. Joey Gallo, I mean, those are Joey Gallo numbers if you ever saw him. I mean, he's hitting for a little bit of power, not an average guy. I mean, he has 18 and 29 contact, 14 home runs, 35 RBIs. And Edgar, I'm going to not botch this, Cuero. 9 home runs, 51 RBIs, 275 average. So not bad at all for him. And then Dominic Fletcher, who we recently called up, hasn't played yet. Colson Montgomery hit 143, not the best so far. Corey Jolks has not provided a lot offensively. Austin Slater has been meh. And then Kyle Teal has not hit 1 for 12. So our bench has been dreadful. Offensively, we don't have a lot of power really in this lineup. Nobody over 15 home runs. So that's definitely something to look at for the future. But a lot of our players are having about typical seasons. So what do we do with this trade deadline? We're not going to win anything this year. We don't really have a lot of players due for free agency, I believe. A lot of the guys we got are years away from free agency. Like we do have David Robinson due for free agency, Maton, Miguel, like a few of our relievers we could look to move, potentially. So I'll see what we can cook up, and then we'll get this first season done. So we're going to trade David Robinson to the Cubs for 3 D-level prospect, or a C-level prospect actually at first base, just to get some value back for him. First season's officially over. We end up winning 74 games. That's definitely more than I thought we would. We end up losing 88, but 74 is a good step in the right direction. Hopefully we could take a leap forward even next year, maybe finish above 500, make the playoffs our third season. That's kind of the goal for me right now. We had some league leaders. Ahmed Rosario led the league in triples, and we also had a award winner. Clicked on the wrong thing. Stone Garrett won a Gold Glove in right field. So we had a better season than last year. So let's see everybody perform before we get on with this first off season. Yanoa, I mean, okay, 4-4, 4.58 ERA. Timmy Santos, successful first season, 3.89 ERA, 9-12 record. Jonathan Cannon just couldn't get it going this year, 8-14 record with the ERA close to 6. Hagen Smith had an ERA over 5 as well. And then Drew Thorpe, I'll take that, 9-10, 3.79 ERA. So some of our young arms struggled. James Karinchak, ERA over 7, just not a good season. Tyler Miguel was fantastic. We definitely need to get another arm to pair with him at the top of the rotation. That's one of my goals. I know the White Sox don't spend a ton of money. I'm not going to go crazy with it, but I'll definitely try to get somebody. Miguel Castro, great season. We'll definitely look to bring him back in free agency, 3.39 ERA. Adrian Morejon, great acquisition, 2.43 ERA. David Wilkerson, just not good in his first season, ERA over 7. Zach Jackson was fantastic, 4-4, 37 holes, 2.97 ERA. Phil Maton, the cheat code, just wasn't able to get it going. ERA over 6 this year. And then Nick Mears, what an acquisition. 36 out of 39 save opportunity with the ERA under 2. So the bullpen definitely could use a few arms as well, but I do like, some of the acquisitions, performances we made. And then we look at the lineup. Josh H. Smith ends up finishing with 15 home runs, drove in 42, walked 60 times. So, he gave us, production that kind of expected. Ahmed Rosario, 15 home runs, 53 RBIs for him. Definitely look to re-sign him. Another guy who's due for free agency. Brendan Donovan, 11 home runs, 60 RBIs. He hit 282. That's about the Brendan Donovan numbers, so not mad at that at all. Connor Norby gave us 15 home runs. Hopefully he can get up to that 20 mark next year. 18 home runs for Jackson Holliday. That's great to see. Showing more improvement in the power department. Now he's at 81 overall. Stone Garrett with 24 home runs, drove in 81. He's definitely our right fielder going forward. And the crazy thing is, I forgot to mention, Mike Toffman got injured. So really, Stone Garrett was supposed to be a platoon. He just took over that everyday spot. Sometimes opportunity presents itself, and you take advantage, and he did that. So great to see Joey Gallo with 27 home runs. Don't know if he's our first baseman going forward. Maybe get somebody to platoon with him, but definitely a guy who can still hit for power. And then Edgar Quero, 14 home runs, 67 RBIs. So a lot of our young guys took step forward. Dominic Fletcher, didn't provide a lot. Colson Montgomery had a dreadful first season. Didn't play a lot though. Dustin Harris. I'll take that. Could be a bench back going forward. Austin Slater, okay production, and then Kyle Teal didn't really hit much. So, what does this team need? We need a starter, maybe a bullpen arm or two, better bench bats. I feel like we definitely need a power bat to put in the middle of this order, like somebody who can maybe DH or just a big bat. So we got a lot of things we got to focus on as we try to take a leap forward. So I'm going to go on with this offseason. Season, we got a big time pitcher, Freddie Peralta, who's on a cheap contract. We traded Hagen Smith, Jarvis Braun, and Alexander Albertus, I think that's how you pronounce it. So we got a big ace in our rotation now. And we got Peralta. We signed Tyler Malley to a 4-year deal, come off a solid year in Texas. And we got Tyler Miguel, Jonathan Cannon, and Timmy Santos to be our starting five, with Drew Thorpe probably being our long relief pitcher. So I think, Peralta gives us the ace we really needed. He was 15-11 with a 3.18 ERA last year. Bullpen, added one arm, Hobie Milner. Actually, we added two arms. Hobie Milner, 1-year deal, had a 2.03 ERA last year. And then we also signed Kyle Finnegan, who didn't pitch. Actually, he did pitch last year, 3.77 ERA, and not a bad season at all from him. So we had two veterans to our bullpen. Catcher still the same. First base, we got Joey Gallo. We got Steve Bolger. I think we drafted him. He's got really good offensive attributes potentially. So maybe we platoon him with Joey Gallo. Second base, Jackson Holiday obviously will be our second base. We signed Luis Rendifo to a 2-year, only $6 million per year. Didn't really think that was too outrageous to add him as a bench bat. Alvin Rosario's back. Connor Norby. Josh H. Smith at short. Left field, Brandon Donovan. We signed Trent Grisham to play center field. He didn't have the greatest year last year, but he's got good power. Add some power against righties to our lineup. And then right field, we will give Stone Garrett another opportunity. We also signed Nelson Velasquez from the Royals, who was a free agent. Didn't play in the big leagues last year. Another guy with some power against right-handers who could potentially be a bench bat. So we upgraded our bench. Is this going to be a playoff year? I hope so. We added some players that could potentially help make that happen. Let's see if it ends up coming to fruition. Let's do it. Headline number 2. We're at 51-58, 8 games back. It's a very tight division. Everybody's just like, well, the Royals pretty much are good, but everybody else is like a 1 game, 2 games separating each other. Again, not the year we expected. And, we're about to see why. I really expect us to at least be somewhat around 500. And we've had some injuries, don't get me wrong. Like, Tyler Malley's going to miss the whole season with a torn labrum. That's a huge loss for our rotation. We had Jackson Holiday. He was out for a while, I think 1 or 2 months. That's a huge loss. And then we have Trent Grisham, who's out 3 to 4 weeks with a broken forearm. So we've had some injuries that have definitely hurt as well. So I'm not going to say it's all on performance. So let's see how everybody's been doing and what we potentially could do at this deadline. So Freddie Peralta, in his walk year, that's going to be a tough decision. Walk year for Freddie Peralta. The White Sox have not handed out a lot of big contracts. 7-5, 3.66 ERA. Do we look to move Freddie Peralta? Do we look to get a surplus value back for our final season and use some of that to, use in different spots on the team? We'll have to see. Tyler Miguel has not been good this year. ERA over 5. That's not what you want to see. Drew Thorpe, solid season, 5-6, 4.16 ERA. Timmy Santos, goodness, it might be time to option him. ERA over 7, 3-11 record. And then Jonathan Cannon, he's been great. So really there's 2 down spots with Miguel and Santos in the rotation. James Karinchak has been fantastic this year. 1.91 ERA for him in that long relief spot. Adrian Morejon, a guy who's due for free agency, 2.51 ERA. Is he another guy we get value back for? We'll see. Hobie Milner, guy who's on his walk year. We signed him a 1-year deal. He's been fantastic, 2.40 ERA. Miguel Castro having another good year, 3.52 ERA. Bryce Wilson's been fantastic, 2.69. Zach Jackson, another Zach Jackson type season, really. I mean, his whole career, despite the injuries, has been really good. 3.24 ERA. Kyle Finnegan, not what we really had hoped for, ERA over 5. And then Nick Mears, ERA is higher than what it was, but still can't be mad at that from your closer, ERA just over 2. So pitching-wise, some guys having down years, but overall our pitching has been a bright spot. Let's see if the offense has been struggling. So Ahmed Rosario, 11 home runs, 47 RBIs, hitting 264. We did re-sign him to a one-year deal, so he is a free agent again. We'll have to make a decision on him. The more he hits, the more money he's going to want. James H. Smith, I'll take that. I mean, his numbers are up across the board. It's just not a lot of home runs, but I mean, he's not a power guy, like I said before, so I'll take that. He's not having a bad season by any means. Brendan Donovan has been bad. 5 home runs, 37 RBIs. He's only hitting 246. Numbers down. That's not what you want to see. Connor Norby hitting 298, slugging 543, 14 home runs, 58 RBIs, so he's taking a step. Stone Garrett's taking a step backwards. Kind of in the back of my mind figured he wasn't going to be as good. That was more like a year he just got an opportunity, took advantage, and now he's playing every day again. He just hasn't really gotten it going. Pitchers probably figured him out. Steve Boger, not impressive offensively so far. 7 home runs, 26 RBIs for the rookie. Edgar Cuero, not much offensively. I mean, he's hitting 254. He's definitely improving. I mean, he's only 22 years of age. Jackson Holliday hitting 337. So when he's been healthy this year, he has been raking 11 home runs, 40 RBIs. Braden Montgomery, who's getting an opportunity with Trent Grisham out, one of our top prospects who was hitting in AAA. Not much power. We'll see if he continues to at least somewhat play well. Nelson Velasquez hasn't provided much off the bench. 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. Joey Gallo, 11 home runs so far. Luis Rendifo gave us good production on that deal, so that's good, especially with the injury to Jackson Holliday. He was able to fill in a second base and give us good production there. So, and then Kyle Teal, not bad at all as that backup catcher. So nobody's numbers are really knocking your socks off, as they say. Like, there ain't anybody in this lineup that's really providing. We don't have a lot of power at all. Obviously, we have some injuries, but like, we need power, and we don't have a lot of power. Like, you're not going to win in baseball unless you have some power, unless you have a lot of speed and guys hitting for average. We don't have that either, and it's tough. I mean, we still have a chance. Is it a big chance? No. I mean, we're 8 games out. We're closer to we're pretty much in the same spot in the division and the wild card. We're 8 games back in both, so it ain't looking too good. Do we trade some veterans like Freddie Peralta? That's something I'm going to consider. I mean, if we look at our extension for Freddie Peralta, $133 million for 5 years. Now, we don't have a lot of money on our roster, so that's a plus. This will be the biggest contract the White Sox ever give out, I believe. Do we do this deal? We give up a lot to get him. We need an ace. It's either pay him or maybe go out and try to get somebody else. 26.6 per year. We're going to offer this, and he accepts. So we re-signed Freddie Peralta. We need to do that. We're going to try to make the playoffs next year. It's a lot of money, but we have money to spend, and hopefully that move pays off. Everybody else in the walk here, we got some relievers. Morahan's in his walk here. We got Hobie Milner. Like, we could trade some of these veteran relievers maybe. I mean, that's definitely something we can consider doing. Kyle Finnegan, another guy on a one-year deal, so we might look to do that. But other than that, I might just keep this team together and go to the 3rd season and try to add. We end up making 2 trades, and, you know, they're just kind of guys getting traded who are due for free agency. So we got Dedniel Nunez from the Mets for Kyle Finnegan, who I think Nunez is a 77 overall. He has like a 3 ERA. We also traded Hobie Milner for Stefan Arroyo, just a starting pitching prospect. 2 guys who were due for free agency. We probably weren't going to bring back, get some value back. And we also re-signed Adrian Morahan to an extension. He's going to be a big part of our bullpen, hopefully going forward. We're going to try to make the playoffs. So we re-signed 2 key guys, and we're ready to send the rest of the season and go with the final season. So let's do it. So 2nd season is over. We got 1 more left after this, and it wasn't a good season. 70-92 is our record. Didn't really take a step forward. We finished about the same record. I think we had more losses. I think we had like 88 losses last season, if I'm not mistaken. So we got to take a step forward. We've added to this team. We've had a lot of injuries this year, though. That definitely played a part. Let's see how everybody performed and what we might need to go out and get in free agency. So Freddie Peralta pitched like Freddie Peralta, 8-12, 3.27 ERA. We got him signed through next year. We're good there. Tyler Miguel, though, has to pitch better. 12-14, ERA over 5. He was so good his first season in Chicago, and then last year it just went to disaster. Drew Thorpe, I mean, I'll take that. Pretty identical to last year. ERA just a little bit, just a, 1 point lower. 8-10 record. Timmy Santos just didn't pitch well. 17 losses. Yikes. Jonathan Cannon for a fifth starter, I'll take an ERA of 4.12. So really, we need Miguel and Santos. Santos I might not bring back, or maybe just opt from the AAA. James Karinchak, though, good bounce back year for him. Was hesitant on bringing him back, but good thing we did. 2.86 ERA. Owen White, who's one of our not really elite pitching prospects, was like a C potential. 3.45 ERA. Sean Burke didn't pitch. Adrian Morejon, ERA went up a little bit, but you'll still take an ERA just over 3. Daniel Nunez, one of our acquisitions at deadline, 3.19 ERA. Zach Jackson, ERA up, but still ERA under 4. David Wilkerson just hasn't pitched good at the big league so far. ERA over 6 in both seasons. Got to be better. Nick Mears, down year for him, but not a bad year for most. 42 saves on the year. So pitching-wise, we definitely got to add some more to this team. I think we're going to try to add, and we had another injury Malley was out the whole year too. That definitely played a part. I think we're going to try to add at least maybe a fourth starter. We'll see. Maybe trade for one just to add to this team. And take a look at the lineup. Ahmed Rosario, who's been a good acquisition for us. 13 home runs, 60 RBIs in a leadoff spot. Another guy due for free agency. We'll see what we end up doing with him. Josh H. Smith, about where his numbers usually are. Was hoping he'd take a step forward. 12 home runs, 59 RBIs, only hit 251. Brendan Donovan just had a dreadful year. We need him to bounce back next year. 6 home runs, 51 RBIs on the year. Trent Grisham, when he was healthy, he put up good numbers for us. 18 home runs, 60 RBIs. Played 99 games only and put up those numbers. Jackson Holliday, another guy who battled some injuries this year, but he was great when he was on the field. 18 home runs, 60 RBIs. Connor Norby took a step forward, which is good to see. 22 home runs, 82 RBIs. Stone Garrett fell back down to earth like I kind of expected him to. Probably should have went out and signed somebody else to platoon with him at least. Only 13 home runs, 46 RBIs. Kyle Teal, okay production. 8 home runs, 36 RBIs. Joey Gallo, 13 home runs, 47 RBIs, only hit 177. Typical Joey Gallo. Ahmed Rosario, okay, we already saw his number. Nelson Velasquez didn't provide much at all offensively off the bench, only 2 home runs. Luis Rendifo, though, who filled in for Jackson Holliday, he was fantastic. 7 home runs, 28 RBIs, hit 300, slugged 452. Colson Montgomery didn't play much, didn't hit much when he did play, and then Corey Lee didn't play. So what do we need? Potentially another starter. We do get Tyler Malley back next year, which definitely helps. Maybe a bullpen arm. And probably a big bat if we can get one. Like Ahmed Rosario's due for free agency. Maybe we look to get a bigger bat to put at the DH spot. Just a guy who can hit for power, because we don't have a lot of power in this lineup. The most home runs we had was 22. Not that that's bad, but you definitely need somebody who can hit you 30 home runs, so that's definitely something we're going to look to get. So I'm going to get to work. I'll see you guys at the start of the final season. We made some moves. Rotation, we ended up keeping together. I think this rotation will be good. And we did end up making a trade. Hopefully it pops up here now that we're past that. Let's see. We got Lawrence Butler for Noah Schultz. This is a trade the Yankees offered us. I thought, you know what, we need a right fielder with, the opening, and why not? So bullpen, kept it the same. Bullpen pitched pretty well. I thought the bullpen was good. Catcher, we're still going to have this duo, the young duo. First base, we ended up going out and signing Reese Hoskins to a 2-year deal. Had 24 home runs last year. Had the big power bat I think we needed in our lineup. Jackson Holliday still at second. Third base, Norby. We ended up bringing Ahmed Rosario back. He's been very good for us. Shortstop, we got Josh H. Smith. Left field, Brendan Donovan. Center field, Trent Grisham. And then right field, Lawrence Butler. So is this a playoff team? Is this going to be the year we at least get to 500 and make the playoffs? We have a good lineup. We added some power. Our rotation 1 through 5, I think, can get the job done if Tyler Malley stays healthy. If a lot of stuff has to go right for this team. Injuries, they're going to happen, but hopefully not to our big names like they happened last year. We'll have to see, but I'm ready to get this final season underway. Let's do it. Trade deadline, we're sitting at 58 and 53. We're a half game back of the Minnesota Twins for first place. So definitely the step forward we were hoping to get in our final season. Let's say everybody's been performing, what moves we need to make to try to push for the playoffs. So Ahmed Rosario, 16 home runs, 59 RBIs. He's really been just consistent with his numbers, and he's probably going to have a career year this year, which you love to see. And then Josh H. Smith, I mean, he's been consistent with the numbers he puts up. I'll give him that. I definitely would hope for a step forward, but he's been consistent. Brendan Donovan just really has taken a step back, unfortunately. Was really hoping he'd be one of our consistent bats, just hasn't gotten it done. Reese Hoskins has had the power. We needed 19 home runs, 67 RBIs. Jackson Holliday hitting 295, 13 home runs, 52 RBIs. Connor Norby, 16 home runs for him. Our trade acquisition, Lawrence Butler, with 19 home runs, providing some pop. Trent Grisham, okay season so far, 14 home runs, 35 runs driven in. And then Egger, 5 home runs. I mean, he hasn't hit at all. And then we look at the bench. Nelson Velasquez still hasn't provided much offensively. Thought maybe, we'll give him a second chance. Hasn't worked out. Luis Rendifo, not as good of a year as last year, only hitting 247 with no home runs. Kyle Teal, 5 home runs, 24 RBIs. And then Colson Montgomery's having a better year, which is good to see. So we take a look at the pitching side. Freddie Peralta, excellent season, 5-4, ERA under 3. Tyler Miguel, good to see him pitching like he's capable of again, 2.41 ERA. 2-3 record, though, not much run support. Tyler Malley did get hurt to start off the season. He's back to being healthy. Pitching okay so far, ERA over 4. Jonathan Cannon's been solid so far, 8-7 with the ERA just over 4. Then Drew Thorpe, 7-7 with the ERA over 4. So pitching rotation's been okay, not anything special. Well, Miguel and Peralta have been good, but 3 through 5 has not been anything special. Sean Burke getting an opportunity to pitch, been good. 4.15 ERA. Nick Mears not in the closer spot no more. 3.30 ERA. Keegan Aiken was one of the, I forgot to mention him as an acquisition. We signed Keegan Aiken, and he has not worked out so far. ERA over 5. James Karinchak, I mean, he's been consistent the last 2 years after a horrible start. 3.10 ERA. David Wilkerson, good to see him actually pitching well. 3.83 ERA. Zach Jackson, another guy who's been consistently good in this franchise. ERA just over 3. Adrian Morahan, ERA up a little bit, but still not bad. Nunez has been good. And then, so Nunez is our closer, actually. 35 saves, 8 blown saves. We might need to move. Nick Mears has been good in that closer spot. I want to move him back to the closer spot. So what does this team need? Do we need to go out and get a catcher? Our catchers have not been very good. Do we go out and get a starter? I'm going to go through and see what we need to get, make some moves, and hopefully we can make the playoffs. Trade Francisco Alvarez has 20 home runs on the year for the Mets. He's been good. We're going to give them Steve Boger, one of our top first base prospects. Has been okay in AAA so far. We're also going to give them Edgar Cuero, who hasn't hit this year. We get a big bat out of this lineup. This is giving up a lot, but Mackenzie Gore has been fantastic. 2.81 ERA on the season for the Nationals. We're giving up Colson Montgomery, who just doesn't have really a spot to play right now. Hasn't really gotten production. Braden Montgomery, our center fielder. Another guy who hasn't really gotten consistent playing time. And Drew Thorpe, who hasn't been bad for us, but we got to upgrade this rotation. And we're going to get Mackenzie Gore, who is, like I said, been fantastic. This is a big trade. In our division, 88-74. We made the playoffs with the Chicago White Sox. Thank goodness for that. Let's see how everybody performed before we try to win a World Series to wrap this one up. Amed Rosario with 26 home runs. Wow. That is not something I had on my bingo card for the year. Incredible season for him, at least for his career. Josh H. Smith with 17 home runs, 63 RBIs. Francisco Alvarez with 22 home runs. Definitely expect a better second half. I think he only had like 19 when we traded for him. Reese Hoskins with 30 home runs, drove in 100. Jackson Holliday took a step up, 20 home runs, 81 RBIs for him. Brendan Donovan just couldn't get going really offensively the last 2 seasons. Connor Norby took a step back, unfortunately, only 18 home runs compared to 22 last year. Then Lawrence Butler with 26 home runs. And then Trent Grisham, 18 home runs, 47 RBIs. So our lineup raked. Nelson Velasquez had a bad year off the bench. Luis Rendifo wasn't as good as he was last year, only hit 247. Kyle Teal, about where his numbers were last year. And then Dustin Harris didn't play. We take a look at the pitching. Freddie Peralta, excellent numbers, 11-7, 2.69 ERA. Mackenzie Gore, 2.79 ERA. Tyler McGill, 2.77 ERA. So 1 through 3 were just fantastic. Tyler Malley just couldn't get going this year, 4.17 ERA. But for a starter, you ain't too mad at that. And then Jonathan Cannon with the ERA under 4. So our rotation, fantastic. And then Sean Burke did his role out of the long relief, 3.84 ERA. Nunez was fantastic, 2.27. Keegan Aiken had a better second half, but still not what we expected numbers-wise. ERA over 4. James Karinchak, I'll take that. David Wilkerson, okay season. Definitely better than having a 6 or 7 ERA, 4.21. Zach Jackson, what a string of years he's had. 3.29 ERA for him, 29 holds. Adrian Morahan, I'll take that. ERA over 3.3. And then Nick Mears in that closer spot, 15 saves, 3.18 ERA. So we're facing the Orioles. Here we go. Can we get a deep playoff run with this team? Our pitching rotation is going to be what carries us in these playoffs. So if our pitching rotation's good, then we got nothing to worry about. But, okay, I was worried in that first inning. But our offense also has to produce. Solo shot by Rhys Hoskins. It's 1-0. So good start here in Chicago. We got one on, score another run thanks to Josh H. Smith. And Freddie Peralta. There's a solo shot by Luis Arias. So 2-1. Top of the 5th. 2 walks. Bases loaded for Jackson Holiday. He singles. They bring in Nabil Crismatt, and he gets out of the inning. So back-to-back singles, a run score. So I think it's time to take Freddie Peralta out. Don't risk on a 1-run game. We're going to bring in Nunez here and gets out with a clutch double play. Incredible pitching right there. Maybe solo game-tying shot, though, by Eldridge. We go to Karinchak here. Gets out of the inning. Crismatt gives up a solo shot to Francisco Alvarez, and we take back the lead. We're going to go to... We got lefties coming. We're going to go to Keegan Aiken here. And it does not pay off. 2-run bomb by Jake Bowers. Gets them the lead. Man, that stings. Bottom of the 8th. Brian Baker gives up a 1-out single, strikeout. Cano comes in the pitch and gets the strikeout. That is tough. Zach Jackson we're going to go to here. Bottom of the 9th. Grisham, Rosario, Smith up against Edwin Diaz. Ground out. Single. It's up to Alvarez. Doubles. Rhys Hoskins with the game on the line. And he scores the... Oh, my goodness. We come back and win 6-5. Rhys Hoskins is the hero. Oh, my goodness. We almost choked there in Chicago. And we end up coming back. Rhys Hoskins, what a game he had. Mackenzie Gore on the mound, game 2. 1-2-3 first. There's a walk. Orioles don't strike. 2-out single doesn't amount to anything. Leadoff single, double play. Single, fielder's choice, fly out. Double for Gunnar Henderson. 2-run bomb by Adley gets them on the board. Let's see if our offense can pick up Mackenzie Gore. We get a run thanks to Lawrence Butler. 3-run bomb by Trent Grisham, and it's 4-2 Chicago. Man, home runs have been clutch for us. Maybe one more inning out of Mackenzie Gore, so 6 strong innings for him. Trent Thornton in the pitch. Let's go to the bullpen here. We're going to go to Burke. Leadoff single, 2 singles in a row, and he gets out of the inning. Brian Baker pitching his second game. Walks 2. But doesn't give up anything. So we're going to go to Adrian Morahan here. Pop-up, error, strikeout, single, and a 3-run go-ahead bomb by Adley Rutzman. Oh, my goodness. Can we come back again? Jackson Holiday, leadoff double. Brendan Donovan flies out. Connor Norby strikes out. And Lawrence Butler with a 2-run go-ahead bomb. And we come back again. The comeback White Sox. Can we come back and advance the next round? Nick Mears on the mound. 2-out single and a fly out. An incredible comeback by the Chicago White Sox. Oh my goodness. That is incredible. Wow. We were down in both games. Nah, that's crazy. That is actually insane. Wow. So we're facing the Texas Rangers. We got Jonathan Cannon on the mound, it looks like, which I'm okay with that. He pitched very well, so I'm not too mad at that. So Freddie Peralta will be good to go to pitch the next game. Actually, we're going to go to Tyler Miguel here. So Tyler Miguel against Christopher Sanchez here in Texas. Can we advance? Can we shock the world? After shocking the world in the first round, Rangers get an early run thanks to Jake Berger against his former team. We do not get anything going that inning. 2-out single, walk, strikeout. 2 singles, now 3-run bomb by Josh Young. Oh my goodness. Not the game we were hoping for. And it's 4-0. Top of the fifth. Our offense has been shut down by Sanchez here. We're going to go to Burke. Maybe, and there's a solo shot by Corey Seager, and it's 5-0 Texas. And man, that is rough. Sanchez still rolling. Man, has he been good. We're going to go to Keegan Aiken here. 1, 2, 3, 7th. Cole Winn in the pitch, top of the lineup. Get a double play. Leadoff single. We're going to go to Wilkerson to pitch his first game. Gets a double play. So top of the 9th, our offense has just been shut down. Gregory Soto in the pitch. And we are shut down 5-0 in game 1. Just not the game we had hoped for. We got to bounce back here in game 2. We go down 0-2, it might be a wrap. So we're going to put Tyler Mahle against his former team. I know Freddie Peralta's healthy, but we want to make sure he's good for game 3. So leadoff double by Victor Scott and Wyatt Langford, and this is not the start we were hoping for, but he keeps them within 1 run though. 2-out triple by Butler, gets driven in by Jackson Holiday, so it's a tied game. Our offense finally gets a run going. Texas bases loaded in a triple, and we got to take out Tyler Mahle. He was dreadful in this game. We're down 4 runs. Yikes, this has been a dreadful series for our pitching, our offense. I mean, we have just not got nothing going here. Bradford's still in the game. Gets a double play. Maybe one more inning out of Nunez here. Bradford trying to shut us down again. He does. We're going to go to Karinchak here. 1, 2, 3. Top of the 7th. Bradford's still in the game. He has been just unbelievable. There's another run thanks to Corey Seager. Zach Jackson in the pitch. Gets a double play. Gives up a run. 7-1 Texas. James Kunal in the pitch. And we have just not been able to get nothing going against this Texas pitching. We're going to go to Adrian Moron here. 1, 2, 3. So top of the 9th. Gregory Soto in the pitch. Leadoff walk. Pop up. Runner thrown out at the plate. And we are just getting shut down. We scored 1 run in 2 games against the Texas Rangers. Can we come back? Man, our offense really has to get going here. I mean, this is... We got Freddie Peralta on the mound. But if we can't score no runs, it don't matter who we put on the mound. So walks 2, but doesn't get bit by that. We do not score in the first inning. Leadoff single, another single, fly out and a fly out. We have been dreadful with runners in scoring position. Texas gets 1 run in the inning, 1-0. Dane Dunning looking to shut us down again. Single, fielder's choice. Man, Peralta's done his job. He's only given up 1 run. We have just not been able to get anything going offense. Finally, we get a run thanks to Rhys Hoskins. So it's a 1-1, 2-out single, 2 singles in a row, and we have faith in our ace to get out of it, and he does. Gregory Soto, who's been good against us, gets a clutch double play. We're going to go to Keegan Aiken here. Leadoff walk, hit by pitch, and a sac bunt, a walk. And this is not a good start. We're going to go to Zach Jackson and gets a fielder's choice and a strikeout. So Zach Jackson, excellent job out of the pen. Robert Garcia, 1-out double, walk, strikeout. Maybe one more inning out of Jackson here, and he gets out of it. So bottom of the 8th, Garrett Clevenger in the pitch. Probably Clevenger. I know I say Clevenger, but 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go to Nick Mears to keep this game close. 1-out single, 2 singles in a row, and we get out of it with back-to-back strikeouts. We fail to score. Maybe one. Okay, he walked the first hitter. Sean Burke in the pitch. Caught stealing. Cole Winn in the pitch. Middle of the order. We get a 2-run walk-off home run by Rhys Hoskins. Keeps us alive in the series. Thank goodness for Rhys Hoskins. He has saved us all postseason long. I'll tell you what. So we got Mackenzie Gore. Can we force a Game 5 against Texas? Mackenzie Gore, who's been excellent all season long. 1, 2, 3, leadoff double, an error. Bases loaded, and we do not score any runs. That is going to come back to hurt us. Texas gets 1 run. There's 2-run home run by Lawrence Butler, though. Thank goodness for that, because that first inning was bad. So Jack Leiter looking to keep us close here. And Texas looking to strike, and they do against our former catcher strikes. Get a double play, maybe one more inning out of Gore here. 1-out double. Single, single, fielder's choice, a sac fly ties the game from Jackson Holiday. Solo shot by Josh Young. So we're going to go to James Karinchak. Gregory Soto in the pitch, bottom of the order. Strikes out the side. Robert Garcia, top of the order. 1-run game. We're going to go to Morahan here. So bottom of the 8th. Rhys Hoskins, who's been the hero all postseason long against Garrett here. Fly out, strike out, single. Norby flies out. We're going to go to Wilkerson here. So bottom of the 9th. Lawrence Butler, Trent Grisham, Ahmed Rosario, season on the line. They bring in Matt Strom. Butler grounds out. Grisham singles. Do we pinch run here? Who do we have off the bench? Not a lot of speed, unfortunately. We're going to go to Dustin Harris to pinch run. Ahmed Rosario pops up, and Josh H. Smith flies out, and we are eliminated by the Texas Rangers. Let's see who wins here. The World Series, the Dodgers defeat the Rangers. So listen, White Sox fans, I know I probably failed the first 2 seasons. I did get us to the playoffs the 3rd season, so that's an accomplishment in its own right. Make sure to like and subscribe for more MLB The Show and gaming content. If you like professional wrestling, check out our wrestling channel, LTQ Wrestling Crew, link in the description. Make sure to check it out. Peace.